Now say hello to Tim McMahon, who is on the phone with us here. Tim has been in contact, I know, with the Mavs. He's our NBA reporter. And so, Tim, what more can you tell us from the Mavs' perspective of this massive trade?
Yeah, I talked to Mavs general manager Nico Harrison and asked him the motivation for the trade. He says, quote, "I believe that defense wins championships, and I believe getting an all-defensive center and an all-NBA player with a defensive mindset gives us a better chance. We're built to win now and in the future." So that is Nico Harrison's, public explanation of why they're motivated to trade Luka Doncic, a guy who's been a perennial MVP candidate, entering his prime, for Anthony Davis. Now, I can tell you the Mavericks have been extremely frustrated with Luka Doncic's constant conditioning issues, the concerns. His weight ballooned into the high 260s this season. They believe that is something that is directly attributable to the injury issues that he's had, the durability issues that he's had. They had major concerns about that. They had major concerns about what was coming this summer, and that was a Supermax contract extension, whether it was putting a $345 million commitment on table to a guy they had these concerns about, or Luka saying that he wanted to hold off, and then the possibilities of him being a free agent in 2026 and then potentially losing him for nothing. They felt like the commitment wasn't strong in a lot of ways on Luka's side, and this is a move that they made to try to get out in front of that.
Brian, you heard Tim's response. Luka's a guy who's been first-team All-NBA the last 5 seasons. With what you've kind of expected to hear in Dallas, what do you make of this move to sell high on a guy who's playing at a near MVP caliber year after year?
Again, I want to frame this, okay? The Mavericks were in position to sign Luka to a 5-year, $350 million contract this summer. If you have a 25-year-old who you can get under contract for 5 years at $350 million, who's been All-NBA 5 times, first-team All-NBA 5 times, that's typically, in the history of the NBA, a no-brainer situation. There's not a stress there. And what McMahon is reporting in talking to the Mavericks tonight is that they weren't sure that was a good investment. Okay, they weren't. That is a stunning statement. That they weren't sure that getting Luka Doncic under contract for 5 years was a smart thing for their franchise. I mean, if I am Luka, this is the ultimate rebuke. It is the ultimate, basically, insult to say there's no way he was not signing that contract. I mean, and if he didn't sign it, again, then you could run the auction. There's no way anybody's turning down $350 million. So what they're basically saying is, we don't think you're worth the money. It's shocking. But I will say this, nobody in the world has more information and data and relationships and understanding with Luka Doncic than the Mavericks. So they have watched him, nurtured him, seen him take them to the finals, and said, we're done. That, I'm telling you, as things go with star players, this is a reversal that is just jaw-dropping. And also the Lakers, as they make this move, are thinking, why are they doing this? Like, I'm sure the Lakers were looking at themselves like, who's the sucker here? So I cannot wait. Forget about what Luka says about this. I can't wait to see how Luka reacts to this, because it's truly a unique situation in NBA history.
Tim, having heard that, you've been around Luka and covered him closely. How do you think Luka will react to this news?
He'll have no wrath like Luka Doncic's return game to Dallas, and I've got to look at the schedule and figure out when that is. I don't think it's too far around the corner. Look, but the thing is, Luka has always been competitive, extremely competitive, in the 48 minutes between those 4 lines. The Mavericks were frustrated and frankly felt like it was going to be a diminishing investment in him by his lack of competitiveness in sense of the willingness to prepare, to make the year-round, around-the-clock kind of commitment that's required to be a face of an NBA franchise. He had the amazing ability to put up huge numbers when he was playing his way into shape, but they did not feel clearly that Luka Doncic was going to lead them to a championship, and that led to this shocking trade.